so what we're going to look at here is the complexity of teams as the size increases. So if you have 3 people, you essentially have 3 lines of communication. If you have 4 people, you now have 6 lines of communication. 5 people, 10 lines of communication. 6 people, 15 lines of communication. Now, what that is a ratio between the number of people and the lines of communication goes exponential. So with 3 people, 3 lines is 1 to 1. When you get to 6 people, it's 1 to 2.5. That's a 250% increase in the lines of communication. So then why do we care about lines of communication? That's inefficiency, essentially. So there's 2 parts to it. One is management, and the other is productivity of the team. Now, management, each person on average that you have as a direct report will allocate about 10% of time to communicate with them, to make sure they're on the same page, for them to be able to contribute and do what they need. So each extra person is adding to that. Now, in terms of the people then doing work and producing things, there is a decay in their productivity with each extra person that comes into the team. That can be between 5 to 10% decay for each extra person. So then as you're coming through here, when you've got why we care about 15 lines of communication, is you're seeing that as a decay in productivity. Now that's not to say that 6 people can't be better than 3 people, but it's to understand that there is a cost to this, and do you know about it, and are you managing that actively? If you just go out, and if you go out to 12 people, the complexity goes exponential from here. We can double check the number, it'll be like 7.5 or something at this point. So what you want to be aware of is how big is my team, and do I know, is it worth having extra people here for the extra increase in complexity? The one exception to this or rule is to think about the independence of each role. So in call centers or in sales teams where you have very well-defined task lists, the lines of communication aren't as relevant, so you can have slightly larger teams. But in project-based work where there's high interdependence and what one person does links to the next person, the cost of extra people is exponential, and you're generally trying to stay below 6.